So hello everyone, this is Sayed Shahbaz Ali, and today I will be giving you a demonstration of this web application which is a blog. This is done as a part of Eduda's Python Django program and which is built using Python and Django. So let's begin. I'll quickly start up my server using this command python manage.py and server. Once this server is started, we launch our website. Okay, so the server has now started. I'll visit this link. Okay, there we go. So to understand all the features and functionality of this blog, we will take a look at them from the perspective of different users that we are going to have on our website. So the first one being this unregistered user. So let's see what all things this user can do when they have not yet signed up on our website. So the first thing that they can do is they can visit this blogs page and view all the published posts that are in the form of these cards. Now also on this page we are giving this functionality where the users can toggle between these categories and view all the posts that are related to those categories. On the top, we are also giving this search bar where the users can enter their search queries and search for the specific post. So let's say I'll search for this artificial intelligence, and all the posts related to this term should appear. Okay, so these two posts appear over here because this term is exists in the title of both the posts. As we can see over here, we are not able to see this fully because the title is a little long. Now the user can also search on the basis of the content of the post. So let's say for example the user wants to search for a term that says almost everything, which is here in this post. So let's try to search for this term and let's see if this works. So if we search for this term, only this post should appear, and there we go. Now the user can, let's say the user searches for a query for which we have no post for, let's say something like this, and the user searches for this. In that case, this message will be displayed that says your search and whatever the query was did not match any documents. Now, apart from all these things, this user can all we are giving access to this user to this contact us page. So on this page, we are rendering a form that is created using Django. So this form will handle all the front-end validations that comes with a basic HTML form. And along with that, it will also handle some custom validations that we are writing in our program. So in the case of this form, we are saying that at least one of these fields should be filled. So let me quickly fill this form and show you how it will work. So I will leave this empty. I will leave the phone number empty as well. And I'll fill in something over here. It says test message. And let's see if I try to submit, it gives me this error that at least email or phone should be filled. So I'll try to now enter my email address, and now if I try to submit, so it so as we can see, the form is now submitted. So now let's see what all things that this user will not be able to do without signing up. So if we go to back to our blogs page, and let's say if this user tries to access details page for one of these posts, let's say this one. I click on it. Okay, so it so now it will take us to this login page. This is happening because we are restricting access to this page only to those users who are registered on our website and are logged in currently. So to access this page, this user will now have to sign up on our website. So what they can do is click on this sign up button over here, and it will take them to the sign up page. So I will quickly create a new user account for this user. Okay, what I'm typing, Brittany Cooper, and for now I'm setting password as abc at the rate 1234. Confirm password again, abc at the rate 1234. I'll enter email for this user. Let's say Brittany Cooper at the rate gmail.com. First name, last name. Once we click on the sign up button, the user will be successfully created and it will redirect to this login form. So I will log in for the same user that we created account for. Password was abc at the rate 1234, and I'll hit the login button, and now we are logged in. So how we will know that a user is logged in or not is we can see a message over here in the top bar now that says welcome and the full name of the user. And we also have the this option over here to visit the profile page for this user. I'll come back to this in a minute. So let's try to now access the details page for one of these posts and see if it works or not. Okay, so now we can see that it allows us to access this details page. So this is how our blog's detail page will look like. We have a cover image over here on the top, and we have title. We have we have who the author is for this post and the date it was published on. Here we have content, and at the bottom we are having a section over here where we are displaying the profile picture of the author and their bio and their name and all. Now coming back to this my profile page, this is where the users will be able to update their profiles. So as of now, the image that you see over here is a default one that we are setting for our website. So let's try to update the profile picture for this user, and also we'll try to update the bio for this user. Let me quickly grab the profile picture. I'll select this one and okay, and I'll write some bio for this user. Hi, this is Brittany. I love to code and write. Okay, now before I hit this update button, let me show you we are also having an option over here using which the users can view their public profile. Okay, so this is the page that where we are showing the public version of their profiles, which can be accessed by any user. So let's try to update the details over here and see if it works or not. I'll click this update button, and as we can see the image is now updated over here. Let's try to reload this page and see if it worked or not. I'll reload the page, and you can see the image is updated and the bio is updated as well. Now we are also having a kind of restriction for this page where, let's say, the user who is currently logged in can only access their can update their own profiles and not some other user's profile. So for example, if I go over here, I'll open one of these posts, I'll, and I'll open their public profile. I'll just copy their slug part of their profile from here, and let's say if I paste their slug part in this URL, which is for updating a profile, I'll paste their slug part. And now if I hit enter, you can see it is not allowing us to access this page. This is because we are logged in as this new user that we created, which is Brittany Cooper, and we were trying to edit the profile for this the other user that was Leo. So that is how this restriction thing will work. Now at the bottom of this page, we are also having some additional settings. Uh, this is the change my password option, using which the users will be able to change password for their profiles. So all they have to do is fill their profile with old password, new passwords, and their passwords will be changed. Now let's see what all things this user will not be able to do. So another type of user that we are having on our website is an author. So what author will be able to do is perform all the CRUD operations like creating and updating and deleting blog posts. So let's say as of now, if we try to access the page that is for creating a new blog post, for which this is the URL for that. If we try to access it now, it is not allowing us. So what this user can now do is, we are giving them an option over here where they can request an author account. So all they have to do is click on this link, and here they will have to fill this. Here we are asking them, tell us why you'd like to become an author. So they can fill in here like, cause I like writing. And once they hit this submit button, what happens is a request object is created, which will then have to be approved by the admin, and then this user will have all the uh, privileges of an author account. So I'll click on the submit button. Now I will go into my admin panel. I'll open a new tab. I will go over to this URL. Now let me log in as an admin. Password is okay. So once we are logged in, we can see over here we have this section called requests. Now the admin can see all the requests that were created by the users with their name over here, with the usernames. So the request that we just created was using this user, Brittany Cooper. So I will open this up. So the author can now see who is the sender, their message over here. And to approve this request, all they have to do is change this value from false to true and save it. And that's it. Now, if we go back to our website, and if I reload this page, now if we go to the bottom, we can see instead of that link, we are getting this message over here that says congrats, author account approved. And now if I try to access this page that we were denied access earlier, if I try to reload this page, we are now getting access to this page, which is for creating a new post. So we know that it worked. For now, I'll close it. We'll come back to this in a minute. Also, at the top, we can see now this user has access to this page, which is my post. Now, this is the page where the author will be able to view all their posts that they have created. And we are also giving them an option here to create a new post. So I will quickly create a new post for this user. I'll just copy some details from here. So for creation of a post, what all things we require are is the title, and for the content part, we are using an external package, which is basically a rich text editor. So what it will allow us is, it will allow us to style our content. For example, let's say if I want to make this part bold, I can do that using this rich text editor. So this is not possible with only Django's form fields. So this is something that we are using with an help of an external package. We are also having this option over here to set status of the post. So for now, I'll set it to publish. We can select category for our post. I'll select this one. And we are also having an option to upload an image. So I'll quickly grab an image for this post. This one. All right. And I'll click on the submit button. So once we click on submit button, our post should be created. If I go back to this my post page, now we can see that post just that we just created is being displayed here. We are also having options now to edit or delete this post. We'll come back to this. For now, let's go back to our blogs page and see if it appears over there or not. So as we can see, here is the post that we just created. I'll open it up for now, and there we go. We have the post with the styling as well that we added using the rich text editor. So I'll come back over here, and now let's see how the updating of the post will work. So for that, the author can click on this edit link, and now the same form will be rendered that was rendered during the creation of post, but this time we along with the data that belongs to this post. So they can now update all the information over here. So now let's say if I try to make this bold, Android programming, I'll make it bold, I'll also make it italic, right? Now if I save it, now to save it, I'll just have to click on this submit button. Now if I'll go back over here and if I reload this page, we can see over here that the post was updated successfully. Now for the post as well, we are having the same kind of restriction that we had for updating our profiles. Only the user who owns this post will be able to update the post. So to quickly give you an example, if I open this post that was created by Leo Gill, I'll open it up and I'll copy the slug part from here. And if I come over here and if I paste that slug part in this update URL, if I paste it here and if I enter, we can see it is not allowing us access to this page. Now let's see how deletion of this post will work. So all they have to do is click on this delete link, which will bring them to this form where they can either confirm or cancel the deletion of this post. So I'll click on this confirm button, and as we can see, the post is now gone. Now finally, let's also take a look at, let's say a user forgets password for their account. So what they can do is, I'll quickly log out. So what they can do is go over to this login form, and here we are giving an option that says forgot password. So they can click over here, they can enter their email over here and click on submit. So now what happens is a URL will be sent over to their email using which they can now update their password. So for now, I will copy this the URL that was being sent to their email from my terminal. I'll just copy it over from here and I'll paste it in my browser. Okay, so this is where now they can update all their password. Now this page will not work if, let's say, they try to enter an invalid URL. So if I make any changes to this URL, let's say I change it to this, and if I hit enter, and it will say invalid link, please try again. So with the valid link it was working. So now let's say our original password was abc@1234. This time I'm entering xyz@1234, and I have to confirm it again, xyz@1234. I'll hit enter and it says your password has been reset successfully. So this is how it will work. So that was all for this project, and I hope I was able to explain it well. If you have any suggestions or uh, comments, you can comment down below, and see you next time.